Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is the day after the night before, and hopefully some sensibility has descended upon us. It's absolutely crazy. I feel like we're in an era now where one defeat and the world loses its mind. Every manager has to be sacked. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. And I'll be honest, I woke up this morning, had a little look around. I just flicked on YouTube, typed in Spurs, and every Spurs YouTuber doing that thumbnail. Oh, I'm so upset. Oh my gosh. Are we in crisis? I've seen people, are we in crisis? Frank is on fraud watch. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We are 10 games into a Premier League season and we currently sit fourth. And are we in crisis? No. Why is that crisis? Is Frank on fraud watch? Like, what? Like, I'm going to ask this question, right? And there'll be sensible people. Listen, I think we all know. By the way, yeah, no hangover, people. No, I was only out for about 3 hours. Are we in crisis? I mean, I've seen Spurs nearly get relegated. I've seen Spurs lose week after week after week. And I've never known it. I've never known it like this. I've never ever known it like this. It's we're in an era where football fans just need to be seen. Like they've got to say something, right? They've got to say something. I'm seeing you I don't get it. It wasn't good. We know it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I'm seeing idiots say things like the manager's lost the dressing room, but based on what? Based on what has the manager lost the dressing room? Like, how old do you have to be to say something like that? Oh, look, there's one. There's one. How old do you have to be to look at Spurs right now and go, yeah, he's lost the dressing room? Look, I think most Spurs fans, well, I would hopefully is most. I think most fans would understand that we have a lot to do at this football club. This is years and years of bad signings. This is years and years of poor recruitment, lack of coaching, lack of direction. And lots of football fans want a manager to come in and in 10 league games has fixed every problem at the football club. And it just doesn't work like that. And in 2025, unfortunately, we're in the era of human beings aren't very intelligent. Unfortunately, I'm embarrassed as a Spurs YouTuber, if you want to say that. I'm actually embarrassed some of the videos and YouTube. I mean, everyone doing this. Like, oh, I'm so upset. And, like, people are going on, shouting at everybody. This is terrible. Frank's a fraud. Are we in crisis? Like, are we in crisis? Sorry, how long have these people supported this football club? How many people, how long have they supported this football club? Because if this is crisis, what does it say for all of these clubs? Here we go. If this is crisis, right? Have a look at that. If this is crisis, what does that mean for Chelsea, Sunderland, United, City, Palace, Brighton, Villa? Like, what? Look, we are in a situation where a new manager has come in and inherited a lot of issues. A lot of issues. There is so many issues at this football club. And again, again, I said this, there's too many idiots on YouTube. There's too many. Everyone, like these stupid thumbnails. We're grown-ups. What are we doing here, right? This manager has inherited a shambles of a football club. No coaching, poor signings. I said in the summer, I said in the summer, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face. That summer transfer window was negligent. We did not do what we needed. And you got fans going, great window. How? We didn't buy a striker. We didn't buy a left winger. We didn't buy a ball playing midfielder. We didn't buy any depth anywhere. And you got fans going, oh, we don't play good football. Of course we don't play good football. We haven't bought the players to play good football. We're not good at passing. Of course, we haven't bought any midfielders. But they want to rave about Sarr and about Gray and about Bergvall. These are not ball-playing footballers. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Our fans rate crap footballers, then wonder why we're not a good team to watch. We rate Odegaard, we rate Tell, we rate Bergvall, we rate Gray, we rate Sarr, we rate Solanke, we rate Ritchie. These are not good footballers. These are not good footballers. It is going to take years to get rid of these players and bring in better footballers. It's so funny. Like yesterday, the thing that I'm seeing now, like Xavi Simons is now the scapegoat for everything, right? Xavi Simons is the scapegoat for everything, whilst the same fans rate these other crap footballers. It is mental. Was yesterday good? No, it was atrocious. We know that. But the overreaction is just unbelievable. By the way, yes, I have just seen the breaking news that Vitor Pereira has been sacked by Wolves. Now that is a club in crisis. 10 games, no wins. We are a club that, for me, needs some stability. We need some stability, right? There are so many fans talking like we are bottom. It is crazy. My issue is I won't drop my standards to that of other YouTubers when they rate these crap footballers. I don't do it. I can't do it. I can't rate bad footballers. I can't do it. I just can't do it. This is going to be a long-term fix. Whoever is the manager, right? It doesn't matter. You could bring in Iriola now or Glasner, right? This, I said it at the time, this is going to be a long-term fix. This is what happens when your club has been run so badly for many, many years. This is what happens when you don't buy properly in transfer windows. This is what happens when everyone wants to be a better fan than everyone else. I rate these players great, but they're not very good. We need time. We need patience. And we need... Sorry, just checking. Who's this? Okay. We need some time. Like, we are 10 games into the season. 10 games into the season. So let me ask you this question. Let's play this out in our minds. Okay? So, Spurs sacked Thomas Frank. Sure, let's do. Sure. Spurs sacked Thomas Frank. Right. We bring in, I don't know who you bring. I don't know. You bring in Glasner. Right. Okay. And by the way, loads of time for Glasner. Great manager. So Glasner comes in, and straight away, Glasner's got the same footballers, right? Glasner also never changes his tactics. Ever. He doesn't change his tactics. So Spurs bring in Glasner. We go straight to the back three. Fine. That's great. We can play the back three. Now we've got some centre-backs fit. And we don't win every week. Shock horror. Spurs don't win every week. Oh, Glasner, you've had 10 games. You've only won 5 of them. Please leave. Okay. What'd you do? What, you then sack Glasner? Okay, great. And then who are you bringing in? Iriola. All right, okay, we're bringing Iriola. And Iriola, who needs time to implement his system and his philosophy. What do? 10 games. Oh, Iriola, you've got to go as well. Look, no manager is perfect. No player is perfect. No squad is perfect. But how many managers do people want to see? How many people, how many people looked at this squad and said, yeah, this team is good? I don't know what people were expecting. I called this in the summer. If you do not buy what you need, this is what you get. If you do not buy what you need, I said absolute negligence to not replace Son was negligence of the highest order. But if the right player wasn't available, what, across the whole world of football, there was not a left winger that makes Spurs better. There's no good forwards. What? There's no better forwards than Solanke and Richarlison in the world of football. Come on. We got Spurs fans who didn't want Akliouche, didn't want Grealish, didn't want Garassi, didn't want Jonathan David, don't want Vlahovic, right? Don't want Pavlidis, right? Look, didn't want Semenyo at the beginning of the summer. Our fans find fault with so many footballers that are better than what we've got. We are where we are. This is the squad we've got. I genuinely don't look at this squad and think, yeah, this is going to be really fun to watch and creative. No Kulu, no Madison. Who's creating? Yeah, we all know Xavi Simons hasn't hit the ground running, but now he is public enemy number one. You noticed yesterday. I thought every single one of our players was shocking yesterday. But Xavi Simons took the brunt, didn't he? Oh, Simons is awful. Sure, he didn't play well. But what about Porro? He was the worst player on the pitch. I haven't seen anyone say about Porro. I thought Van der Ven was absolutely atrocious yesterday. He's been brilliant all season. But yesterday, he was atrocious. Nothing said. Danso had a really poor game. I thought Jed Spence was absolutely terrible. I thought Bentancur, that was the worst game I'd seen from Bentancur for a long time. Kudus couldn't get into the game. I thought Mawani was terrible. But Xavi Simons was he's public enemy number one, isn't he? He's public enemy number one. And Wayne, you've hit the nail on the head. Wayne, you've hit the nail on the head. Suggested players. I remember at the beginning of the window, Wayne, I said, I'll take Garnacho. I'll take Rashford. I'll take Grealish. I'll take Akliouche, Semenyo, Vlahovic. Our fans are going, don't want him. He's not good enough. But then they'll back Odegaard. What does Odegaard do as a footballer? But I'm told, oh, you're harsh. What does he do? Give him time. What are we doing here? We back these really poor footballers and then wonder why we're not great. Xavi Simons, he's not played well. We know that. There's no getting away from it. I mean, but this just isn't true, is it? This just isn't true. Garnacho is 10 times the footballer of Wilson Odobert. Let's be brutally honest about this. He's 10 times the footballer of Wilson Odobert. Did Frank get it right yesterday? No, absolutely not. Does he have to take the blame? Absolutely. But every time a manager has to take the blame, doesn't mean they have to be sacked. We're in this era. I'm seeing Forest fans. They want Dyche out already. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. Man United just won, was it 4 games in a row? 3 Premier League games in a row, and then drew at Forest, and it was, hammering back to old ways. Like, everything now is becoming very, very reactionary. This is going to take a long time. And we can't do this every game. We can't do this every game. It can't be every game. And this. And absolutely. Absolutely. We keep buying these could be good players rather than they are good players. Look, I've seen the video going around about Spence and Van der Ven, and everyone's going to make the biggest deal out of it. And unfortunately, it's 2025. People like me don't help. I get it. YouTubers don't help. I get it. And I saw this. I saw this. I saw what Van Dijk said, and I completely agree with him. It is mental. It is absolutely mental. We are in a situation where managers may as well have a weekly contract. They might have. No one wants to give anyone any time. Like, there's no time. There's no time. We don't want to give a manager 6 months to build and grow and develop a team. We don't want to give a manager more than 1 transfer window. It doesn't matter if we're 2nd, 3rd, 4th. People aren't happy. Yet when we're sitting 17th, excuses, because we had a cup run. I'm genuinely not sure that the direction that football is going. No one seems happy. No one seems happy at all. Like, I don't mean Spurs fans. No one seems happy. You've got a squad that, for me, is top 7 at best. At best, top 7. You've got average forwards. I think we've got average midfielders, and I think we've got a good defence. But fans want everything. Fans want everything, and I think you've got to have some time. Like, look at Unai Emery. Unai Emery's been at Aston Villa for 3 years. Right? 3 years he's building, he's growing. Right? We've just finished 17th. What were people after this season? This guy's starting to annoy me. Sure, because we finished 17th. Because we finished 17th. I don't know if this can be said any more times. Sure, but imagine, shouldn't you be more upset though that Spurs charge what they charge but don't go and buy top quality footballers? Shouldn't you be more upset that Spurs didn't do in the window what they needed to? Shouldn't we? Like, I don't know. I don't know what we expect. Like, my man Danny's in the chat. He'll tell you we streamed all summer. This is no surprise to me. This is what I said would happen. We're gonna have some really shit days, and the problem for me is when you don't have top footballers, you don't have consistency. Top players are consistent. More often than not, top players are consistent. You can't, we will have great games with this group of players. Right? You will. You will have great games. Like Man City. The game at Man City, everyone was at the top of their game, 100%, and we were excellent. The problem is, when the players aren't brilliant, when they are not top quality footballers, they can't maintain that level of performance. Right? They can't. That's why you're going to see the ups and the downs. You've got a manager who's been here 3 months. Now, I don't know what will happen with him in the future. No manager is ever at a club forever. He'll leave at some point and we'll get somebody else in, of course. But I'll ask you right now, right? Realistically, let's play the realistic game. Not, oh my gosh, I want Jurgen Klopp. Right now, if you sacked Frank, who are you bringing in? Who right now would you bring in? With this group of players, what manager are you going to bring in and how long do you give him? Because right now we're sitting here, fourth in the table, and I get it. I get it. There's like 2-3 points that separate the top half. I get it because there's only been 10 games played. Who do you bring in and how long are you giving him? How long are you giving him? Okay. So Jurgen Klopp's going to come to Tottenham Hotspur. Really? Jurgen Klopp. Okay. So again, yeah, right. This is what I mean. So Glasner is just going to leave Palace, is he? Mid-season. Glasner comes in and plays free at the back. So Glasner comes in and plays free at the back. Now, we know that Glasner doesn't move away from the free at the back. So the moment the free at the back doesn't work, our fans will start doing what they're doing. He's got to change it. He's got to change it. Glasner won't change it. Right? So Glasner doesn't change it. Let's just hypothetical. Glasner doesn't change it. What do the fans do? Get him out. He's not changed it either. And then we're back in the cycle. Aren't we? We're back in the cycle. Also, Glasner's going to come in here with no centre forward. He's got Mateta at Palace. He hasn't got a centre forward to play the way he wants to play. He's got a ball-playing midfielder in Adam Wharton. Hasn't got that at Spurs. Won't be able to play that way. I get it. Everyone's got the right to be upset. Everyone's got the right. But Thomas Frank out? Really? Frustration is fine. Of course, everyone's allowed their opinion. But are we really? I'm seeing all over. Like, I'm not on social media. right? Other than YouTube. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on X. But I'm in, people want to WhatsApp me things all day, every day about Spurs, which is quite frustrating, to be honest, because I see it a million times. And I'm just seeing hashtag Frank out, say no to Frank. These same fans are saying things like, Iriola. I want Iriola. Okay. So when Iriola rocked up at Bournemouth, anyone remember his first 10 games? Anyone in the chat want to give me the answer before I answer it? Anyone remember the first 10 games? Let's see if we can find it. Thank you for the birthday messages. It was yesterday, but thank you very much. Iriola. Let me see. Iriola first. Tell you, I can't even spell. Here we go. Iriola first 10 games at Bournemouth. Where is it? No, that's not what I was. You know, when you put something. Right. So Iriola at Bournemouth didn't win. He did not win in his first 10 games. Right. So now I'm going to ask this question, right? Now, I like Iriola, top manager, really good coach. This is not about me not liking Iriola. Right? Iriola comes into Tottenham and in his first 10 games does what he did at Bournemouth. Not the Bournemouth now, not the Bournemouth we're seeing now that everyone's going, oh my God, he's amazing. But what he did in the first 10 games. What are all the fans saying? What are all the fans going to say? Are they going to sit there and say, give him time? Sure. Okay. So you think the Spurs fans, let's play this out. Right? So you think the Spurs fans will sit there for 10 games without a win and say, I see what he's implementing, just let him be. The same fans that want a manager out who's fourth. Really? Think about it. Think about it. This is the problem. Our fans would do the same thing to Iriola. We would do the same thing to Glasner. They would do the same thing to Xavi. You will give the manager 10 games, and if it's not exactly what we want to see, everyone will ask for the manager to be sacked. And this is the point. And this is the point, right? I'm just trying to apply the fans' logic that are doing this now. And they all sit here, don't they? Look at them. All the ones that are frank out say, yeah, I'd be comfortable with that. Right? I'd be comfortable with that. Iriola can come. We won't win a game for I'm not saying that would happen, but if we didn't win a game for 10, I'd be comfortable with that. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. We wouldn't. I know. Look at your club. Your club, Nick. Big up to my man, Nick. Great creator. Nick's Liverpool have lost 6 of the last 8. But our fans want Thomas Frank out, who's had 3 months. Look at the money. Look at the money Liverpool have spent. But Reezy, it's very difficult because you loved the style under Ange where we lost week in, week out. So it's very difficult, right? Listen, I I think everyone has a right to be as angry or pissed off as they like. But when you start seeing fans after 3 months saying they want the manager out, and that is the Premier League table, you have to ask questions. You truly have a look at the amount of goals some of these other clubs have conceded. And agreed. Where was this level? Exactly. Where was this last year? Where was this last year? Last year, all we heard was needs time, injuries. Well, this year we've got injuries, right? I haven't heard Frank use it as an excuse once. Now, I'm not saying that Thomas Frank hasn't got lots to do and doesn't take blame. Of course, every manager in the world has to take blame when their team doesn't play well and for the style they implement. Sorry, what football was enjoyable to watch? Which football was enjoyable to watch? Albert, we're trying to get adults in this chat, I'm afraid. I think this sort of comment is for children. It's going to take time. Half of me, I'll be brutally honest. I think half of me, Mitch, if you put this in one more time, mate, I'll just block you. You've put this in about 8 times, right? Half of me wants to see Frank out. Go on. Half of me, let him go. Let him go. Bring in another player, another manager, and then after 10 games, let's see the same reaction from this fan base. Let's see the same reaction. We have had years of no leadership, no coaching, poor recruitment, poor scouting. And unfortunately, that's left us to what we've got now. A lot of very average footballers that haven't been coached for years. A manager comes in, gets 3 months, and we're going, oh, it's crap. Hasn't changed in 3 months. Let me ask the question. What is it that everyone expected in 3 months? What is it that everyone expected? I genuinely don't know. When people message me on YouTube, I always ask this, and I never get a sensible answer. What is it that everyone expected? Right? See, but that's not an answer. This is not an answer. What did you expect? See, again, this is all they can do. They don't have an answer. Please tell me, what did you expect after 3 months? Everyone can say, not this. Tell me what you did expect. What were people expecting? We are a team that have just finished 17th. I've lost 22 games in a season, that couldn't defend. If somebody had said, after 10 games, Spurs will be top 4, who here would have accepted it? Who here would have accepted it? Have you noticed? No one can actually give me an answer. No one's actually given an answer. Again, see, and you know how people aren't very bright. Look at this, right? Right. Set piece FC. Again, I'll show you this. Because people like that don't quite get it. Look, there you go. Set piece FC. There you go. Let's see what Aris and people like that say now. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying there isn't a lot of work to do. But it's not misleading. That's facts. We are fourth in the table. As it stands, we are fourth in the table. Facts. We are in a position now where this club needs to go through a massive, massive build. Not a rebuild, because we're not rebuilding from anything. We need to build something. We need to build something. And unfortunately, no one wants to wait for the build. They want it like that. Like that. We are in a position where if a manager doesn't give you everything you want in 10 league games, got to go. It's crap. Look at this. This job is too big for him. Based on what? He's had 3 months. Based on what? Agreed. What makes me laugh is if we played much better football than we do now, but we were sitting 15th in the table, would that be better for people? Would that be? I'm just asking questions now. Would that be better for people? Would it be better for people that we play nicer football, but we're 15th in the league after 3 months? Is this because of how good Arsenal are? Is this because people don't realise what a mess the manager picked up? And this is what I keep saying. Everyone seems to be sweeping under the carpet how bad we were last year because we won the trophy. Do we not want to give any manager any time at all? Like, is this going to be every manager who comes in, we're going to get 10 games? Is that? I'm just asking. Is that what we're doing? Right? 10 games. Were we expecting to win every game this season? I mean, I wasn't at all. I think we've got a very, very average squad. I don't think this is a good squad of footballers. See, but the thing is, Aris, this is the thing. You love Ange more than you love Spurs. Because the problem is, you have to mention Ange because this manager has picked up all the crap that Ange left. This manager has picked up years and years of neglect. Destiny. Iriola had a worse start. Glasner had a worse start. Poch had a worse start. Right? Klopp had a worse start. Arteta had a worse start. But I don't know. I think what I'm waiting for, I want to see somebody give me an answer. Right? I want to see someone give me an answer. Right? What is it that people were expecting after 10 Premier League games? 1-5, drawn 2, lost 3. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Sounds about right for Tottenham and the squad. Won 50% of the games, drawn another 2 and lost 3. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what we do as football fans moving forward. I'm not sure what we do. Like, do you bring in Iriola? Okay, let's play this out. We bring in Iriola. What must Iriola achieve in 10 games for it to be different? What must he achieve in 10 games for it to be different? Why is there zero patience to change things? Change, right? Change is difficult because it's change. If it was easy, we'd all just change all our lives like that. Sure, but David, without you having to call me dumb, I'll answer your question. This home record's been like this for years. It's not just going to change like that. This is the point. Change takes time. Change isn't something. I mean, Sava complaining his channel is my channel is tanking. I don't know. I don't know when I've ever said that. Anyway, change takes time. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't compare Frank to Klopp. I don't know when that was made up. Change takes time. And unfortunately, if we keep doing this, no manager is ever going to be allowed to implement and change anything. Is it great? No. Are we amazing? No. Did I expect us to be? No. Do I expect us to be better on the football? Not with these players. No. Did I expect us to win some, lose some, draw some? Yes. But you've got to remember, when a new manager joins a football club, he's got to change everything. The culture, the atmosphere, the home form, the away form, the defending, the attacking. Implement a style of play, the transfers, the medical team. He's got to change everything. This isn't Frank. This is any manager of any football club needs time. And we are in danger of never allowing anybody to do it. The last manager had 2 years, right? 2 years. This manager's had 10 games. This manager's had 10 games and he's won 50% of them. Of course, because any manager coming in needs time, Any manager coming in needs time. Whoever that may be, you could bring in Sean Dyche, David Moyes, it doesn't matter. Somebody who comes into this football club needs time, whether it's Frank or not. Angepostecoglou had time. Antonio Conte had time. Jose Mourinho had time. Pochettino had time. The only one that's not had time was Nuno. There's a lot of work to be done. See, but again, this isn't true. Again, this isn't true. See, this is the problem. I'll tell you what the problem is, guys, right? We're in an era now where people say things as though it's fact, and it's not. It's really not fact. We have scored more goals this year. We have let in less goals. We've got a better win percentage, a better loss percentage. Right? So when we're saying we are going backwards, we're not. Our league position is higher. Our loss rate is down. Our win rate is up. We're better at set pieces. We've got more goals. We've got less conceded. So when we're saying we're going backwards, how? Sure, it's going to take time because the last 3, 4, 5 years at this club, Spurs haven't implemented anything. It's going to take time. So what's the answer, guys? Do we just sack him? Right now, here you go. Let me ask the question. Who would sack Thomas Frank right now? If you had the choice, who would sack Thomas Frank right now? Who would sack Thomas Frank right now if you had the chance? Now, what makes me laugh is the first person to say Frank out is somebody that just loved Ange. Ange lost week after week after week. This guy loved him. You see what I mean? This is why our fan base don't know what they want. Manager loses. Out. Sorry, keep him. Manager is top 4, out. What is it that we want? What do we want? There's got to be at some stage, a period of pain that anyone goes through. This isn't just football. This is any walk of life. When you go through change, let's say right now, a new, let's just pick a massive company. Let's say Barclays Bank gets a brand new CEO, right? That CEO goes in, wants to change things. Do you think in 3 months, everything changes to be exactly what that CEO wants? Or do you think there's a roadmap of how long these things take? And this is what I was trying to point out, Perchy. This is what I was trying to point out, mate, wasn't I? Is we could bring in Glasner, who I really like as a coach, by the way. And then after 10 games, we're doing the same thing. Because you know what? Glasner, like Frank, like Iriola, these are not miracle workers. They need time. They need time. They need the players to play their style of play. Unfortunately, I know we won't get it. I know we won't ever have a fan base that want to give the manager time. I'm not saying you give him 3 years, but can we give the manager a few transfer windows to get in some players that he needs, that he wants? Or are we going to say, here's one summer, win everything? Now, this season, we're going to go up and down in that league table. Look how close it is. Like, look, if we're brutally honest, look how close it is, right? There's going to be games where you drop to 10th, back up to 4th, drop to 7th, back up to 3rd. That's just the nature of the Premier League table. But right now, how can we look at this and say, yeah, the manager should be sacked? We're Tottenham. We're not Man City. We're not Arsenal. We're not Liverpool. We're Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know when we suddenly thought to ourselves that we are this free-flowing football team that play great football. Look at the players we've got. Who here thinks that we should be playing really good football? We didn't buy what we needed, right? There's your first clue. We've got very average midfielders. There's your second clue. And we've got no forwards of note. Let's be fair. We scrambled around on the last day of the window to bring in Mawani on loan because we didn't do what we needed in the transfer window. And then people go, oh, well, we're not scoring loads of goals. Well, we're the second top goal scorers in the league. But we're not going to be free-flowing until you get proper forwards. We've gone from an era of Son and Kane to an era of Richarlisons and Johnsons and Tells and Odegaards and Solankis. And unfortunately, this is true. Unfortunately, that is very true. Look, as a Spurs fan, am I upset with what I'm seeing? Of course I am. The I mean, this isn't true. He had a worse squad. What's different about the squad this season? What's different about it? And Phil, this is the problem. We'll do it to this manager, right? But we're doing it even sooner. We're doing it even sooner to this manager. And as I said, Phil, we could go and bring in Iriola. They'll do it to him as well. We'll do. They'll do it to him as well. You know, there's no Frank Colt. This isn't. Listen, Thomas Frank will end up leaving Tottenham at some point, and then the next manager will come in, and we'll need to get behind that manager as well. There's no Colt. If Thomas Frank goes, which he will at some stage, Thomas Frank goes. But you need whoever comes in is going to need some time. I haven't said that. I don't know why you. I haven't said that. I don't know what's going on here. We need some time. Need some time, and whether or not we like the manager is going to dictate whether or not you want them to get any time. And Rob, again, this is how I can tell you're you know, of age, if you know what I mean, Rob. Said at some point we must give a coach time to implement his styles on a squad that has been upgraded with at least 3 transfer windows. I'm Frank in until he's out. Look, for me, I don't think there should be any talk of in or out. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there should be. There's no cult. I don't understand this. If it these days it's if you want a manager of time, it's called a cult. I don't understand that. Sure, but we're fourth in the table. So if Frank's out of his depth, what does that mean that Maresca should go? Labrie, Amarim, Pep, Glasner. Do they all need to go as well? Like I don't know. I don't really know what we do in this scenario. I don't know what we do in this scenario. As I've said, when is long enough time for you, Sava? Well, I don't know. We're currently sitting fourth in the table after 10 games of a manager's reign. I don't really know what we're expecting. But if you are 45 years of age, your comments are all very childish in the chat, aren't they? Like if you're 45 years of age, right? The football may be boring at the moment. Maybe, though, if we buy better footballers, we start seeing a better brand of football. You've not been blocked, have you? Who's been blocked? I haven't blocked anyone in this show. Again, so again, and this is the danger of YouTube, people, is people like Callum just lie. It's very difficult on YouTube because people say this and then go, oh, Sava's blocking. But I haven't blocked anyone. I have not blocked a single person on this show. Right? We need some time. We need, but it's not fraudulent, is it? See, again, people that say things like this, again, notice stupid picture, no name, right? It's not fraudulent. This is where we are. No, I'm not, Alex. You're not listening. I'm saying this could be any manager. This could be any manager, right? This could be any manager. But are we not going to give anyone time? That's my question. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to know right now who you bringing in. I asked this earlier and I got Klopp. Like Klopp was the answer, right? What? Who are we bringing in? Who are we bringing in that everybody's going to be happy with? Who are we bringing in that we're going to give more than 10 games to? Callum, if you keep going on, you will, mate. Just stop. Just join in. Just talk football. Of course we won't. Of course we won't stay in the top four. We're not good enough to be top four. I didn't. But by the way, I didn't predict Spurs to be top four this season. Absolutely no chance. This squad for me is not good enough. But if we do not give a manager some time and some windows, how are we ever going to grow? Charlie, absolutely, mate. Listen, you and I have talked at length. I've said to you for ages, Tottenham's attacking options are horrendous. Again, again, full ball. You keep saying you're 45, but look how childish you are. Antonio Conte was here for 2 years, 18 months, and he didn't even want to be here, did he? He signed an 18-month contract. This manager's been here for 10 games. So who is that? I'm asking. Right, come on, guys, in the chat. Come on. Who is the manager that everyone wants? Oh, Ian, I know. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'm all for it. Sack him. Sack him. Fine. Go for it. Sack him. Who are you bringing in? No, people don't want to be sensible, though. I said sixth, seventh. I've not changed my opinion on that. I've not changed my opinion on that. Full ball. I can tell I unblocked you because you come straight in with the same hate and angst towards me that you used to have. Bang on. Spurs fans last season. Ange has a squad that is mid-table at best. Spurs fans now. Frank must be sacked because he has Spurs in fourth, but the football isn't pretty. Apt. Right. And this is the thing, Perchy. How do we ever find a middle ground? What's the middle ground on this? I asked this earlier in the show, mate, right? So if we were sitting 15th, 6 or 7 points worse than now, right? But we're playing pretty football, are fans happy with that? I'm just confused. Mate, I do not know. He is absolutely dreadful, isn't he? Mate, it's mad, isn't it? It's truly, truly mad. Savba, you are a coward. Sure. I don't know what happened, but sure. Why not? I love these people. Just think somebody like this, right, who can't spell, has access to the internet. It's so worrying, isn't it? Look, I get it. Okay. Iriola, Glasner, Poch, and Conte. Okay. So when Glasner comes in and doesn't change from his three at the back, you'll get annoyed. When Iriola comes in and needs 6 months to implement his style, you'll get annoyed. Poch, what's he doing at the moment? Conte, we've had what are we doing here? Whoever comes in, right? So let's say this, right? So let's say this. I wanted who? People, you've got to put more detail in your chat. I don't know what you mean otherwise. Any of these managers, by the way, I'm not saying any of these managers are bad managers. Any of these managers who come in are going to need time. I don't know why that is. Sure, you keep saying this one more time, you'll get blocked. Do you want to tell me why, or are we just going to keep saying silly things? Simo, great point. Absolutely brilliant point. 10 games in, sitting fourth, you're sacked. What does that say to the next manager? What does that say to the next manager? That says to the next manager, you have got an impossible task. I agree. I think Glasner would take a lot longer, by the way, to get up and running because of the style of play he's got. Agreed. Sure. But as I answered, I notice how you don't answer questions, right? When Iriola went to Bournemouth and didn't win for the first 10 games, can I just ask, would our fans put up with that? I'm just asking, would our fans put up with that? Our fans are unhappy and we're fourth. Fourth. We're fourth. We've got a base to grow off, to build upon. Again, agreed. We've got an average squad and we're fourth. It's, I don't know. I just don't know where we go from here as a football club. I don't know where we go from here because what will happen, you can see it. Fans want a manager sacked, right? Who's sitting in fourth. Fine, sack him. The next manager will come in. Half the fans that love Frank will then just automatically not want the next manager because that's what we do. They'll get on his back. And then after 10, 15 games, we're going, oh, this hasn't worked either. Well, what do you do? Like, how do you grow? I don't think anyone's being delusional positive. I don't know what that means. No one's being delusional positive. This is going to take a long time. This is going to take a long time to turn this club around. We've not been good. Again, look. This guy says he's 45 and he thinks that 3 months at a football club that he picked up in 17th is a long time. And again, look at the lies. I'll call this person out. People like this lie. Look, again, he relies on set pieces and on frozen corners. There you go. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. So again, people like full ball, they lie, and then they go, "Oh, Sava says we can't just make up things that aren't true. Yeah, we can't just make up our own facts. The facts are out there. Can't just make it up." But how long would people give him? But this is the problem. How would people give him? And you've got no way of knowing that Glasner would definitely win with Spurs. Again, we're making things up. We've got to stop this, people. We can't just make things up because we want them to be true. For sure, you can. We can't just turn around and say that would definitely happen with that man. We don't know that. We have no way of. You could get Klopp in. Does that mean we're winning the league because he won the league with Liverpool? It doesn't work like that, does it? Notice again how this person can't answer the question. So would our fans put up with what Iriola did at the beginning of his time with Bournemouth? No, they wouldn't. 45, this got 45 years of age. Look how people talk. Look how people talk. It is, I'm really worried about the world. I'm so worried about the world. The easy run. We've played Brighton away. We've played Man City away. We've played Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea. Sorry, easy. We've played West Ham away, Leeds away, Everton away. Easy. We've got to ask ourselves what do we? There you go. I'm going to ask people. I'm going to ask this. Let's see who can give a sensible answer. In 10 words, no more than 10 words, what are Tottenham? What are Tottenham? And why are our expectations so unrealistic? What are Tottenham? What are we? What are we? Because our fans are going on. Our fans are going on as though we're a serial winning team that win week in, week out for years and years. And this manager's come in and suddenly he's got it all wrong. We've not been a top football club for years. Years. But again, look, read using the table position is not a good measure of progress. What is then? What is sorry, so now the league position isn't important. I'm so confused. And this is what I mean, guys. I don't know what the Spurs fan base wants or thinks we are. I don't know anymore. I just genuinely don't know. We've got fans in the chat making up facts about throw-ins and set pieces which aren't true, right? We've got people now saying the league table isn't the measure of how good you are. I'm just confused. What is it we want? What is it that we want? If we beat Man United next week, we're still in the top 4 after 11 games. I see, and now the excuses come. See, Irianoli was new. There's always an excuse, isn't there? Right. Okay. So Spurs are a mid-tables team with a good cut run. A club that should be better than it is. Right. Right. No one looks at this. No one looks at the mess. Not Ange. I think for the last 5-6 years, the club's been a mess. An average team with fans that have expectations of big spending clubs. Agreed. 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 And massively agreed. Look at this. By the way, this guy loved Ange. Like, what do you do? This guy he praised Ange every game we lost last year. How many? We lost 26 games in all competitions. And that man there praised and praised and praised it. But with Frank, get him out after 10 games. And why is that? Why is that? The embarrassment of a club, says the man with no name and a stupid picture. Like, what do you do here? These are the sort of people that are judging a professional manager like Frank. Have Brentford ever been in a relegation battle? I mean, again, full ball. I think I've shown you all now. This full ball character has just made things up all show. I don't think he said anything accurate in any of this. He can't handle a top 6 finish, but we're 4th. Why can't he? Again, not true. Again, not true. See, if we're just going to make things up, guys, then what hope do we have? Stuart, again, you've made that up. I will show you the stats. There you go. If the Premier League table was done by open play goals, Spurs would be top of the table. Right? So, no, we don't just rely on set pieces. Sorry, is this a history lesson on Tottenham? Why are you? Great, yeah. Tell me something I didn't know. Look, the Spurs way is attack. When did we last play good attacking football? Please, anyone? I keep hearing this myth. Spurs play good attacking. When did we last do this? Couple of years under Poch, under Harry. And you know what? The problem is, Nige, until we buy better players, this is going to remain that way. But the stats don't back up your lies. You're lying. I can't keep proving you wrong. You've got the data in front of you. Big up Chris said Tottenham are an almost but not quite a top club dreaming the impossible dream. I agree. We need to have a couple of windows. Now, we need a couple of windows, right? Where we buy some very good footballers. Not a couple of good footballers, some very good footballers. Yep. Alf, I can't see us getting top 5, mate. I don't think we're good enough. Well, again, the table can't be misleading. You are where you are based on the points you've got. Maybe so. Phil I know. It's other fan bases look at our fans, and they're like, what on earth do you expect? I look at, as I said, Phil B, I look at this squad and I think, meh. I don't think there's a lot to it. I think there's many of these players you could let go of, and it wouldn't really, I wouldn't lose sleep over most of them. But our fans seem to think that we've got a squad that can play loads and loads of football. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't look at after 10 games. Look at this, like this guy, 45 years of age. Good gosh, it is mental. After 10 games of football. It's utterly mad, isn't it? Tell and Bergvall and Saar regressing. From what? When were they good? When was Tell, Bergvall and Saar good? What have they regressed from? Again, what's happened here is people like this put these players on a pedestal when they've done nothing. They've done nothing. What's Tell, Bergvall and Saar ever done to make people think they're top footballers? Madness, isn't it? We're now at this stage where we're at this stage, aren't we, where every single game it's going to be this. Every single game, we beat Everton and people wanted Frank out. Then we then lose to Chelsea. People want Frank out. What on earth is going to have to happen for people to be happy? Exactly. Foxy, big up to you, my man. Again, people don't want facts, mate. People don't want facts because it's easier to just make things up. It's easier. This is the problem. This is the problem. I think most sensible football fans, most sensible human beings would look at what happened and say, right, Spurs finished 17th with 22 league defeats. The new manager coming in has got a big job. Those same fans 10 games later, after he's won 50% of those games, are going, get him out. What hope does that Sorry, you don't believe in facts. No XG. I haven't talked about XG. Facts. The facts are that you lied. You lied, and now you're saying the eye test. That's not, you can't just make things up, full ball. I keep telling you this. You can't just make things up. Absolutely it is, Lee. Absolutely it is. If you buy badly for year upon year upon year, this is what you get left with. This is what you get left with. Again, yeah, exactly. Brentford weren't in a relegation battle. I don't remember them ever scraping to stay up. And Nige, best sentence of the day. Best sentence of the day. Best sentence of the day. There were fans that wanted him for another season, even though we finished 17th, and more losses than ever before in the Premier League. But they want Frank. Nige, what makes me laugh, right? How do people not see this? Was our worst, last year was our worst ever Premier League season. This manager has picked up that rubbish. And everyone wants it changed in 10 games. I've never known anything like this, Nige. Well, the big four: City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. I think Newcastle and Villa as well finish above us. And then I think that's whereabouts we'll be. I look at Newcastle, right? Newcastle have put players like Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Voldemar, Anthony Gordon. We don't have that. We don't have that type of quality in our team. We don't have that. And that's Newcastle, who, by the way, we're above. By the way, Newcastle are 5 points behind us. And look at the meltdown. Perchy, people don't want facts. Exactly, my man. This is what I mean. People like this full ball character in the chat, right? They just make things up because it's easier. They make things up and pass them off as fact. Fact checking is very important. Very, very important. Again, this is not true. We would be top of the Premier League if only open play goals were allowed. So this is, again, this is not true. We are starting to make things up. Stop it, people. We can't just make things up. Big up, Mikal. How you doing, my man? Long time no see. So sorry to say, but wanting Frank out is borderline ridiculous. I'm not backing down from that opinion. Same people calling this squad, oh, what else? 8th at best. Want us to beat Chelsea and Newcastle. But Mikal, I don't know what to say. I haven't put him on a pedestal. Again, we're making things up. We haven't put him on a pedestal. But to say he's not achieved anything is ridiculous. Look at the job he did at Brentford. It was brilliant. What do you mean? He said, you were the one, you praised Ange week in, week out when he lost every week. Agreed, John. Agreed. This notion that we're Spurs and we play this great way, I hardly ever see it. Sure, but the man lost nearly every week. What are we doing? I don't get it. People love the manager that lost nearly every week, but a manager that isn't, they want sacked. Can you see the world we're in? I agree. I don't think we've got a good squad. And I agree, it was concerning. I agree. I've not doubted that once. My doubt isn't how bad we were. My doubt is people are seriously saying they want the manager out. We've got people like this. Again, they just praised Ange every week when we lost. This manager has picked up the crap that their manager left behind. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. Wrong about what? What's happened? We're top 4 in the league, and it's going to take time. I don't know. Wrong about what? I don't get it. What's happened? Dying on what hill? Nothing's happened. We are 4th in the league. Again, this is what I mean. We've got, so unfortunately, this is football fans in 2025. This is where we are. We've got new players, new manager, new coaches, new medical team, new CEO, new non-executive director instead of Levy. Everyone wants it changed within seconds. Let's see what Perchi has sent me. Let's see what Perchi has sent me. Right, so here we go. So again, the people in the chat that have lied about relegation battles, see, this is what I mean. This is why when people like full ball just make things up. The closest he has been to the team that got relegated is 11 points above them. 11 points above them. So in his time, he's finished 31 points above the relegation zone, 13 points above the relegation zone, 25 points above the relegation zone, and 11 points above the relegation zone. And you see why this is so important. You see why this is so important that you don't listen to liars. This is why we don't listen to liars, right? Because it's not true. People say what is emotionally in them, not what is factual. Yeah, he's always done this for years on YouTube, by the way. He just lies. He just lies. I unblocked him thinking he might come back a bit more sensible, but unfortunately, he's probably about 18 and doesn't want to tell the truth. I had my concerns after that defeat, but it wasn't till right towards the end of the season where I was like, nah, I can't deal with this anymore. Clay, this is the point. This is the point. We lost nearly every week last year. We lost nearly every week last year. And people put up with it. Absolutely. 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 Again, fact. Newcastle on the verge of winning another cup. Which cup are you on the verge of winning? Sorry, what? Are you in a final or something? What are we doing here? Big up to you, my man. How you doing, Pete? I hope you're well. Yeah, again, never been in the bottom 3. I know. But they are, like you did last year. All last year, you made excuses week in, week out for Ange. But now we're sitting in the top 4. You want this manager sacked. I just don't, I don't know what we expect. I really don't. Sorry, Mawani. You mean the last ditch window? Simmons, the guy we bought in because we failed to get Eze, who he actually wanted. You mean Solanke, the guy that he didn't sign? Again, when people make things up, this is very dangerous. Stop making things up. Everyone is witnessing right now that you are making things up over and over again. He did. He said there's going to be defeats. Absolutely, Ben. But what has Nuno got to do with this? What has Nuno got to do with this? This was years ago. What are we doing? I'm not defending. Any manager needs time. Mako, I don't know what we're not understanding. When you're saying I've got no patience with the kids, they're kids. Loads of patience with them. But if they're kids, don't put them in the first team. You can't put loads of kids in the first team and then turn around and use that as an excuse. I genuinely don't get it. Completely agree, Reggie. As I said, when Thomas Frank goes, we have to get behind the next manager. That's the way it works. No cult. It is what it is. Again, just making things up. It seems that he's lost the dressing room. Based on what? Based on what? We're making up a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. Yeah, David, I find it hard. I find it hard work, mate. It's what do we do? Like, if we beat Copenhagen and Man United, are we now all back on to being Frank in? Is that where we're at? I don't know. I don't know what we're expecting. Was everyone expecting? Was everyone expecting this to be a really nice, simple season? You don't tell the truth, I'm afraid. We've all witnessed you lying all show. How is Frank any different? What? Sorry, can I ask a question? What on earth has Nuno got to do with this? I genuinely don't get it. I don't understand. Again, somebody else making up. Something ain't right in the dressing room. Based on what? Was it right in the dressing room when we defended for our lives against Everton? I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. At the moment, surely we can all see that we need time. And the problem is, these people like full ball. These people like the Reezies. You don't support Spurs, Reezy. We saw it last season. You're an Ange fan. Well, he did, because Kolo Muani was signed on loan on the last day of the window. Sorry, you think that was Frank's number one target? He was joining Juventus until the day before. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're just making things up. I'm not downplaying him. Again, Xavi Simons needs time. What are we doing here? Xavi Simons need I don't understand football fans. Xavi Simons needs time as well. They're both new to this football club. Who is quality to me? I think Romero and Van de Ven when they're on form. Oh, by the way, Van de Ven was atrocious yesterday. Paulinho, Kudus, and Madison. They're the only 5 of players of real quality I think we've got. I don't think there's many others. Look at this. I hope our fans boo him. Look at the state of this. 45. This guy openly admitted he's 45 years of age. Look at the state of this. One more, we'll just get rid of him. It's pathetic, isn't it? Exactly, Boris. Exactly. But it's not. It's not. There's a lot of grown adults. I've been watching YouTubers today people asking for him to be sacked and calling him a fraud. Calling him a fraud like it's, what are we doing? Mikhail, I know, but Mikhail, as I said before, the problem is when people just make things up, they notice they don't go and fact check. This is what I love about people like you and Perchy. They fact check. Let's do some super chats. Big up to Kobe. Said Spurs fans embarrass me. One elite attacker fit. I completely agree with you. I seriously don't like what we put together in the summer. I don't like it. I don't think we did enough. I don't think we built what we needed. Right? We had time to buy a left winger, to buy a striker, to buy a ball playing midfielder. We didn't do it. But then when I called it negligent on the Spurs 5, everyone shouted me down. Told you it was negligent. Told you. Big up to you, Kobe. Big up to Joshua. Said, so ironic. Fans gave Ange time, but not for Frank. It's mad, isn't it? Like, forget Ange, forget Frank. Surely any manager needs some time. Don't get me wrong. If Spurs end up finishing 15th this season, then yeah, Frank can go. But it's crazy. Big up to you, my man. Big up to the Wiz. So Jed Spence and Van der Ven disrespect Frank. Look, I think people are making a mountain out of a molehill. But it's 2025. People are going to do it. Big up to you, the Wiz. Happy black birthday. Thank you very much. I'm not Spurs, but don't get the Frank out. With the squad quality, Frank doing the best he can. On course for top 6 at best. Listen, said all season. Squad isn't good enough. Said all season. But, hey, it is what it is, my man. It is what it is. Jordan, big up, very generous. So yesterday was one of the worst Spurs performances in many a year. It was truly horrific, agreed. However, regardless of how a manager sets up, if you have players who can't pass it 5 yards, you have no chance. Completely agree. Completely agree with you. I don't think the players are good enough. I genuinely don't. Big up to Adam Horlock. Thank you, Jordan. You are very generous. Big up to Adam, who's become a YouTube member. Big up to you, my man. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate you. Members only show coming up this week. Thank you. Jordan, very generous again. Said all those weeks in the summer wasting time on Savio and Eze only to end up not getting either is coming back to haunt us. Simmons didn't even arrive until after the season started. He has to adjust. Jordan, this is my point. All summer we had to go and buy what we needed, and we didn't. And I said in the window, it's going to bite us in the arse. And fans said, don't worry, it's okay. It's biting us in the arse. We don't have quality in the forward areas. We don't. Hey, it is what it is. Big up to you, Jordan. Andy Lester said, do you think we have too many new fans since Ange? Yes, absolutely. Too many fans that don't understand that Spurs aren't Arsenal, Liverpool, City or Chelsea. Absolutely, Andy. Big up to you, my man. Much love. Big up to Ashley, who said, we can't be Frank out this early. The players need to show some fight and urgency. Been to every home game this season, and the one thing we lack is urgency. I agree, and that is Frank's job to get that into them. But you are absolutely right. Can't be Frank out this early. We just can't. Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much. Big up to David, who said, Frank's doing great, in my opinion. No balance on the left. Our best playmakers out injured. 3 crap strikers. No youth coming through, yet we're 4th. My gaffer. Isn't it funny when you actually look at the bright side of things that you see, don't you? We are 4th. It's utter madness. Big up to you, David. Big up to Timothy Clegg, who's become a new member. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Timothy. Thank you. Boris has become a new member as well. Thank you very much, Boris. Really appreciate that as well. Thank you, Boris. Big up to Peggy Simmons, who's become a YouTube member. I've got a feeling this isn't someone called Peggy Simmons at all. Big up to you. You've then come in and said, my son ain't the problem. The players around him are. Oh, are you pretending to be Xavi Simmons? I'm Xavi Simmons' mum. I'm here. Jesus Christ. Then you come in again and said, oh my God. Oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? YouTube's just gone crazy, isn't it? Tim Man said, imagine if every club sacked their manager after one window. Come on, guys. Let's give Frank at least another 2 windows. We can't keep on sacking managers. Recruitment needs improving. One summer window, but we didn't buy what we needed. Mad, isn't it? Big up, Tim, man. You're so spot on. Big up to Laren Deb, who's become a new member as well. Loads of new members today. Thank you. And big up to you. I really appreciate that. It feels very much that we're in an era where asking for calm isn't welcome. We're asking for a bit of time. Again, Sav, you've got no patience with Bergvall. Yeah, I have. He shouldn't be our number 1 starting midfielder. Again, Mappin, you're being an idiot with this. This isn't true. I just don't think that Bergvall's as good as many people make him out to be. This is the problem. I think people have put him on a massive pedestal too soon. He, as I always say, this is the thing. And as I say, people, right? As I said, don't listen to people like Mappin that lie. If anyone actually listens to what I'm saying, right? Bergvall could become the greatest midfielder in the world. I don't know. We'll see. But give him time to build and grow. Stop putting him on that pedestal now. It's crazy. Agreed. I think we've got half a good team. I think we're missing him massively. I think we are missing him massively. I think Decky's a good, I think Decky's a good player. I don't think he's quality. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's quality. I don't think the squad is as good as others make it out to be. It is what it is. Listen, as I said, who? Again, people are just making things up now like this. Look, just making things up. Haven't booted anyone. People sometimes go into a timeout when they're silly. But look, at the end of the day, if we're going to do this with every manager, we're going to be having a new manager every 3 months, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we have got silly fans that don't want to give anybody time. The manager told us in the summer, this will take time. We've got to build a base to work from. Fans don't want to listen to it. It's just mad. He's okay. He's all right. He's all right. He's 28, only ever had 1 good season. Didn't say he did. I never said Ange had an excellent squad. I don't know what Ange has got to do with it. Again, as I said, please stop listening to liars like this. Please just stop listening to liars. They just lie. They just lie. And unfortunately, exactly, ghosted. Exactly. But hey, it is what it is. Look, guys and girls, I'm going to leave it there. I agree. Tim Man, big up. Thank you for the super chat. Frank has the worst Spurs attack in 20 years. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, my man. I agree with you. Big up to Mark. Been a member for 15 months. Said, what top 6 sides would Bergvall, Sarr and Wilson start for? They wouldn't. That's the point. They wouldn't. They absolutely wouldn't, Mark. Big up Corey, member for 12 months. Said, makes me laugh. Frank needs time to get it done. We are haunted with players of past skeletons. Some of you Frank outers need to grow up. Completely agree, Corey. Unfortunately, these fans make football not fun anymore. Yeah, I was only out for a little bit, mate. I was only out. I didn't go out for too long. I'll be honest, I was tired. Streaming actually takes it out of me. But I know I've shown him the facts and the stats, but he doesn't want them. He doesn't want them. Look, I just think we're in a stupid era. Too many YouTubers want popcorn, want drama. Frank out. Frank's on fraud watch. Are we in crime? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? By the way, I thought Porro was absolutely dreadful yesterday. Absolutely dreadful. Well, yeah, we're fourth. Your manager had us in 17th, mate. But again, this isn't true. He's changed the tactics a number of times. Again, we're just now saying things that aren't true. Oh, should we just get rid of this guy? God, he is so boring, and sorry, I've just put him in permanent ban. He is so boring. Guys, I'm gonna leave it there. YouTube's becoming hard work, isn't it? It's given a voice to too many that are too reactive. As I said, I went on a number of shows with too many Spurs YouTubers that rate so many bad players. They rate bad players and then wonder why we're not good. Said it from the summer. Absolutely, Darren. Couldn't say it better. Couldn't say it better. You can't build a new house on old foundations. Listen, big up to each and every one of you. Let's see if there's any Spurs YouTubers live that we can send you over to. Let's see who's live. Is anybody live? I'll send you over to Sean. Sean is live. When you get over there, just say Sava Raid. Much love, everyone. Take care. Thank you for all of your super chats. Thank you for the membership. We'll be back tonight for the Spurs review. And as always, come on, you Spurs.